Here's an interesting thing. We've seen globally there's been an outlash back and forth between the big guys, Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk, having a beef here on social media. It's crazy how it's crazy. It's crazy, more crazier how people are being moved by tweets. Like the whole world is moved by tweets. Something that we don't even know, that we're not even certain of, or like those guys are the ones who are tweeting. Like that's one of the highlight thing that always come to my mind whenever I see something trending in a way because of a tweet or a post. It's so crazy, but it's so interesting the way things are now. Elon Musk has dumped Donald J. Trump, or Donald J. Trump has dumped Elon Musk. Who knows? It might be in both sides, but some say it's a divorce. It's the biggest divorce of the whole year. Interesting, interesting. So Elon Musk dropped a bomb saying Trump might be, actually, yeah, might be. Trump might be in the Epstein files. Uh, for those who don't know who Epstein is, those who might not be following like global news or global affairs, Epstein is one of the guys who was labeled by the society or media. Actually, let me not say society, by the media, a pedophile. He was labeled that, allegedly. That's what was trending back then before he died. And there were a lot of investigations being done, like to research more about him. I remember 2 years ago, I watched some of the documentaries that were done in terms of his whole story, like gore ke motho o e le gore, hey, ke motho wa bana banyane, like teenagers actually. It's actually interesting. You should watch that interview. I think it's on Netflix, or yeah, it's on Netflix actually. I watched it on Netflix. So the guy, he was a well-known guy, big guy with money, humble, like already motho e relaxileng, but back door, we might say ke bo Didi, ke bo P Diddy, Diddy style in a way. Same society, same WhatsApp group, or Epstein. So now Elon Musk is mentioning that Trump might be in those files that were promised to be released to the public. Uh, and he's saying, or the reason I mean the news or the files have not been released is because Trump is there on those files, which might be true because I remember, I think it was 3 months ago, or 4, yeah, somewhere there. After Trump became the president, after he went into office, that's when they said whether they have uh, the Epstein files. Like I once saw that, but ever since I never got to hear the story that those files were released in a way. Uh, it's interesting. If you can just look at the actions, like guys, I always say in the politics, you should always look at the actions, not what they say. The actions, like the actions, you can even throw a board. I don't know what they call that thing in the police stations or in the investigation rooms, whereby they always pinpoint certain uh, links in a way towards a goal or a case that they want to solve. So even in life, the way we see things in the society, I actually like to conclude things by looking at the actions, not what they say, especially politicians and influential guys are out there in the whole world. But it's interesting. Maybe the files might be stored or kept secretly because the president is part of those files. Maybe I've seen some pictures of him, like you know how media can be. They can expose you with so much paparazzi. pictures that you're not even aware of, but when you look at them, you'll remember those memories. I even saw some of the pictures whereby Trump, he was with the Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, on those pictures, and then on the background, surrounding background, they were like youth. You can see, actually not youth, teenagers. You can see, or those are young kids. But who knows? It might be their kids. Uh, Anything is possible. Uh, it's even crazier now. When I actually read the tweet about the one Donald Trump posted, actually, when he said he actually he actually Ketlaring, I want you to I want to say it the way it is, but I want to say it exactly the way how it is. But what Trump said, he said he stopped the funding for EV cars to be subsidized in USA, meaning now they are cutting costs that they've been spending on the Tesla company. So now, since they are cutting costs, it's a loss for who? Elon Musk. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Maybe that's how Vele that's why he left, as Trump says, or as well. Um, Maybe it might be the reason, because apparently Elon Musk, he believed in the big vision that America is going to be in the future is going to be dominated by EV cars, which comes from Tesla, of course, and also spread globally. So now, since they cut those costs, since Trump he can be a good guy sometimes. Actually, I know what Trump stands for, even before in his previous days. He was a guy who was fighting for like the gas pipelines, like the petroleum, the oil and stuff. He's a guy who wants to make the world like have alternatives, but the idea of Elon Musk apparently is an idea that will keep America depending on one thing, which is EV cars, electronic cars. But Musk wants petroleum, hybrids, and EVs, all of them, to give opportunities to other markets. So it's a big thing. Actually, it's interesting how this guy's moves. But now the question is, since they partnered before they part ways, they were attacking the world, some of the countries, especially our country here in South Africa, spreading news such as South Africa is a genocide country. Now it gets more interesting when they are clashing, those the best friends, when the best friends are clashing now. What's going to happen with those agendas they were putting out there in the globally, actually? What's gonna be happening now? It's interesting because the way I see it, uh, this partnership actually, this is how I see it. The time when Elon Musk and Donald Trump were in partnership or in office together, working together, I feel like those guys, they planned to all together with some of the white guys here in South Africa. We know them by their actions, by the way. I think like they planned to take over South Africa. Some of you might call this treason, like to take over a state in a way, sort of like a state capture in a way. I feel like they planned all that all together. But now, since Elon Musk has stepped out of the US government office, it's gonna be more interesting. So we're gonna see how are those plans, their plans, how are they going to be like going forward. It gets more interesting there because it's like this. They are playing a chessboard game whereby Trump was being used in a way. Actually, Trump used some of these South African white guys and also black guys, and some of the black guys, it's crazier when it gets there. And some of the black guys, black and white guys here in South Africa, although there's no black and white, we are different hues of brown. They used some of those people to get in South Africa to push those agendas, the genocide agenda, the crime, da 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 da. Now, since Trump used those ones in South Africa as pawns, the little things, the little pieces, chess pieces in a chessboard. I believe Trump and Elon Musk were maybe a king and a queen, or those pieces at the back there. I feel like they were those pieces. So now, since the major key roles, I'll say maybe a king and a queen, Trump and and Elon Musk, or the other way around, Elon Musk and Trump, king and queen. Uh, since they've parted ways, how are they going to fulfill this agenda that they have started, though, of taking over South Africa, or ho kena ditaba tsa batho tsa mo South Africa, our things here in South Africa? How are they going to continue now? It's gonna be a really big challenge in terms of that, because Trump as a president had so much influence to 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 bring Elon Musk's Starlinks and like his company, actually, to bring it to South Africa, because Trump has connections with the millionaires and billionaires of those who are in this country, who have captured this country. But apparently, these things are not being talked about, or we have people who captures the state, who even go to public platforms to answer questions when they ask them, or what would you do with ESCOM? Someone would say, I would privatize ESCOM. That's pure state capture, because that's what the country depends on. If you're capturing something that is highly demanded, it's a pure state capture, that thing. Ke bo Rupert, in a way, those kind of guys, they've captured our country, and there's nothing we can do about it for now. But if maybe we become smarter, we might capture our own country as the people of this country. So yeah, I feel like that plan now, it won't be fulfilled to capture South Africa with the Starlinks and also EVs, EV cars, since there's a big clash between the king and the queen, Trump and Musk. It gets so interesting. It gets so interesting. It's also interesting now, since I've also saw like how people are reacting to the saga, or the what has been happening in the Mkhonto season. Now I'm moving away from the US politics now. I'm getting into South African politics. It's crazy how people have been reacting to that, especially other political parties. Like they've even made dances. Like it's like they're celebrating the thing that the move that Mkhonto Wesizwe have made, in terms of removing uh, Floyd Shivambu from Secretary General SG to go and be at the parliament, in a way, just as other Mkhonto Wesizwe members. But how I personally see things is this thing it's so interesting, because I feel like Umkhonto Wesizwe delegates are not so simple-minded, in a way. They are strategic, very strategic. Every move that they make, it's like it's a move in a chessboard. Umkhonto Wesizwe, especially I personally salute Umsholozi, Nyamalala, Jacob Zuma. Stores. I salute his mindset, by the way. Looking at how he's been moving, like now with Mkhonto Wesizwe as well, he's shaking the whole country now. Like the ANC guys are just reacting now as little kids dancing because someone has been removed from a position. How crazy is that? They are no longer focusing on serious things to develop this country. They are reactive. They are becoming more reactive to what other political parties are doing instead of doing their own jobs. Unfortunately, politics has become a comedy in this country. So, hey, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, those are my 50-cent thoughts.